Hi, this is Christoph from Christoph's Books, my new YouTube channel. And yes, I have read another book. And guess what it is? It is this golden beauty here, The New Case for Gold by James Rickards. And while I've read books on gold before, on gold and silver and pros and cons, this brings in some new arguments, some new lights on why gold may be still valuable and still acceptable as money substitute or as real money, as the only remaining real money actually. So I learned three lessons, one, two, three lessons from this book. This is it's a great read. It's quite quick read too. The first one is gold. It's just that. It's an element. It's element number 79 on the periodic table of elements. We all know that, or we may all have seen that in chemistry class. So it's super perfectly suited for being money, together with silver actually. But gold has the property that it doesn't oxidize like silver does, or it doesn't flow away like mercury does. It's just like it's a thing. It's a physical thing. So and it doesn't go away. It's always there. So it's perfectly suited. Also because it's rare, but it's not as rare as like palladium or things like that, other precious metals that are too rare to actually function as money in our society. So gold is really perfectly suited. It's not as convenient as, say, paper money or electronic money, but paper money, it can burn. It's not backed by anything. First of all, just physically it can be destroyed. And gold cannot really, it would take a lot of heat to make it flow away, and then still it's there. And paper can just burn and dissolve into something else. Electronic money is very convenient and seems very safe, but there's a cyber brigade of hackers, and who knows, it can be erased, possibly. We hope not, because there's lots of backup storage. But it's all electronic, so who knows what happens. I've seen GoldenEye, and it's a while ago, but it's a good James Bond movie, and a lot of things are erased by an atomic explosion in the atmosphere. Who knows whether that's real? I don't know that, but the only thing that's really safe and sound is gold. It's just like that. It's pure element. So that's lesson number one. A good reminder that probably we all had in the back of our heads. But now the second big lesson is that the Fed and other central banks in the world, they have tried to create inflation. They need inflation in order to make the government debt sustainable, and have basically exhausted all their weapons in their arsenal of monetary policy. Now there's one more left, and I did not have that on my radar, but this book, James Rickards, mentions that. And the thing is, like in the 30s, gold can be, and in the 70s for that matter, the gold price can be set higher. Just the Fed or the government says, hey, we're going to buy gold now for $10,000, and suddenly we have inflation. But a one-time inflation that is not a runaway inflation, but just a one-time inflation that puts a lot of liquidity and this inflationary expectation that the Fed and government is still in charge can still happen, and that should be good for the sustainability of our government debt, and of course for the economy. So that's lesson number two I learned about gold as a weapon in the arsenal of the central banks. And this cannot happen yet. James Rickards makes the case that a lot of the US government debt is owned by the Chinese, and the Chinese have an interest that there is not too much inflation right now, because that would devalue all their dollars. So what the Chinese are doing currently is buying a lot of gold, but they're not done with their buying program yet. So they need the price to be low at the moment, and everybody's working kind of to keep that low. But at one point, the Chinese will have enough gold to sustain their economy, their monetary policies, and to be a real weight. They're already a real weight, but a real big weight in any kind of monetary system conference like Bretton Woods was in the 40s. And so while they're still buying, the gold price is probably going to stay low, and this policy of inflation via gold price is probably not going to happen yet. But who knows when they're done. So lesson number 3 of James Rickards is that I take from this book is to act like the Chinese. Gold is a perfect inflation hedge. When if that is the last resort of central banks and government, then a gold price of $10,000, or James Rickards says even depending on measurements, it could even be 50,000, could be dollars per ounce, could be justifiable, but at least considerably higher than what it is now. I think it's around 1,200 or 1,300 as we speak. So yeah, act as the Chinese, buy a gold coin, or there's small increments. You don't have to go for the 400-ounce bars, or not even the kilo bars that are expensive. But if you have a little wealth, it's just a few $100s or a couple of thousand, you can really preserve that by buying gold, no matter what comes. So this book, The New Case for Gold, James Rickards, great read, quick read, and again, the 3 lessons I learned: gold is real great, suitable for money, for being money. The gold price could be the last resort of creating inflation, like we had seen in the 30s and the 70s. And the tip of James Rickards: act like the Chinese do, buy gold now in order to be hedged for inflation, to preserve your wealth. So I got this book from the library. I love the library, but I had to wait for a while because it's in really high demand right now. I had to wait, I think, 2 or 3 months until my hold was due. So if you want to read it faster, buy it from your bookstore, local, or from Amazon. Down in the description you find the link. It's an affiliate link. I'm happy if you click it and buy it there. I get a little commission. So have fun, read this book. It's great education for a very, very current topic. Have a good one. Bye-bye.